Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Guess what? It's Disney Night Live night. We're excited to be here with you tonight on March 29th. We got a great show for you ahead. We're going to talk about the Easter Foodie Guide for Disney World 2025 version. We're also going to talk about some cool announcements Disney made for different things happening at Hollywood Studios this week. So we got a great show. We're going to go do our show shares. We'll come right back, and so go get a drink, get a snack, as it says right down below, scrolling on your screen, and we'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. So stay tuned for a fun show. welcome back, and thank you for joining us. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up, everyone?
Not much.
No, not much at all. We got a nice crew here tonight. We got Morgan joining us. Thank you for joining us, Morgan. She is from @Dream Finding Parks. We got Jim, the rock man himself. We got the Disney duo, Mike and Becky, and you got me, David.
Hello.
And we are happy to be here. We're Disney Night Live. We're all over social media. So please check us out in our Facebook group. Now that's Disney as well. Again, we have a nice fun show for you tonight. I think we always try to do the best we can. We're going to talk about Easter Foodie Guide for Disney World 2025. And some nice, cool announcements from Disney World about Hollywood Studios and some other things. So that's what we got going on. I'm just tooling around here trying to get things going, but I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far.
Yeah, it's been beautiful here in Pennsylvania. 82 today. It was gorgeous.
It was nice. Nice down here.
Yeah. We had a nice day here as well today. We Kim convinced me to do some yard work. So we did that. Then we went food shopping as a family, and that was our day. So how about you, Morgan? How's your weekend going so far?
Nothing really exciting. Just you know, doing stuff around the house, stayed inside, and all week I've been unpacking all this Disney news. So I'm excited to kind of talk about it with everybody. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I guess we're not streaming there, but oh well. So that's good. Has anyone checked out any of the Easter treats at Disney World? I'm sure, Morgan, you've been maybe looking at that stuff already.
I've been looking. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a plan on going this year, and I'm trying to pull it up too. But I went last year, and I've gone other years. It's really fun, and I don't feel like there's stuff that I feel like people still don't know about.
Right,
goes on for Easter down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
a ton.
We went last year. Was it last year?
I believe so.
Last year or the year before, I can't remember. At Easter time. And we've never been at Easter before. And we were surprised on actually how many Easter egg hunts and stuff there were.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it, but I was like, that's really, really cool that they have these things. Like Grand Floridian had a huge one behind in the back of the resort. They had, that grassy area back there. I had a huge Easter egg hunt, and they had characters out and stuff. It was really cute. And then of course they have the Easter eggs inside Grand Flow. So
right. Scavenger hunt.
At
the resorts and I talked about that in the past. We did that at the Poly a couple times when Colton was younger. Just so much fun,
Even if you're in Epcot, you've got Flower and Gardens, Buzz scavenger hunt, Spike the Bee, and then you've got their egg extravaganza scavenger hunt. So if your kid's really into those events, going during this time of year is perfect because there's technically 2 scavenger hunts in Epcot to do right now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to do. I mean, they make a good deal out of Easter. When you would think, hey, maybe they're not going to do too much, but they do some cool stuff, and definitely for the kids. I mean, at the Polynesian on the lawn there, they have a cookie decoration. And you can make certain treats, and again, scavenger hunt all around the resort, and a ton of candy. So the kids all seem to have a good time with that. But I've got the Easter Foodie Guide for 2025 pulled up here. Foodie Guide Eats. And why do I look like I'm frozen here on my Instagram? My goodness. Does anything work anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not the way it's intended.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm paying for all this stuff. What the heck is going on? So we got the Foodie Guide pulled up here. And Easter is a little late this year. It's April 20th. So, typically, when we've gone, it's fallen on an earlier date. So this happens every once in a while. They talk about this year is quite the tasty egg extravaganza. Get it? With new bites like Bunny Burrow, Dirt Cup, Gasparilla Island Grill, and Thumper Cake Bar at Amaret's Patisserie. And then there's some returning delights, the Easter egg, oh my God, macarons. We were at the food store earlier today, and sometimes the bakery, which is delicious at our local food store, and they usually have macarons, and they didn't have any, and I was really upset. Because we're not going either this year, Morgan, and the least I could have done was gone home with a bag of like some treats that would have reminded me of that, so but no, I was out of luck anyway. It says, what Easter season is complete at Walt Disney World without the beloved Easter egg displays, right? So don't forget that. There's different Easter egg displays at different resorts and around the parks. So they start right off with, at various popcorn locations in Epcot, is the Thumper Spring Bucket. It includes the popcorn at the time of purchase. And that's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
I'm really gotten into collecting popcorn buckets. In fact, my friend literally just mailed me the Figment one from Festival of the Arts.
Yes.
So I
think that one's cool.
Do have it. Which, by the way, she didn't get it during Festival of the Arts. So if anybody's a Figment fan, she got it last weekend for me, and they just changed the strap, so it doesn't say Festival of the Arts.
Oh wow,
interesting.
So, but
hi Kim.
Yeah, that I think the Thumper one's super cute because that's an Easter specific one.
Right.
And I feel like last year it was like Donald and an egg, or there was a sipper that he was an egg, and so yeah.
Yeah, and I like the fact that the popcorn comes in a bag, so if you don't want to junk up your new, popcorn bucket, you don't have to get the popcorn in it, right? And then go home or go back to the resort and wash it. But yeah, I mean, this is just like pin trading or collecting, coffee mugs from Disney or any collection. These popcorn buckets are really neat. They're always so different. Some light up, some don't. I think they just had like a Death Star one. That was really cool. I saw.
Yeah, that was really neat.
I only heard about that in Disneyland. That was the only flaw. I was like, why just Disneyland?
Yeah. But I mean, these are really cute, and you can wear it around your neck or over your shoulder, and then bring them home and display them wherever you want. So this is available starting March 25th while supplies last, and only 2 per person. So you don't go on eBay or something and try to sell them for triple the price, like some sort of tool. Oh man, you know what I just remembered? Holy cow, I forgot to say this when I did the intro to the show. I didn't mention, I'm such an idiot tonight. Magic World, our sponsor. I had a whole plan. See, Becky and Mike, I told you I was going to mess it up. I told you.
It's only because you said you were going to mess it up that you messed it up.
I talked myself into messing it up. I got to mention our friends at dmagicworld.com, which is a streaming Disney music station, right? I say this every weekend, folks.
Because you caught yourself, so
I just thought about it while I was I don't know why would just brought it up to me, and I was like, oh my God, Magic World. I'm so sorry about that, guys, because again, they are our sponsor. They are streaming 2 different stations, parks and Disney movie music. I was listening to them at work the other day, and people were playing some really cool requests, which you can easily do by going on and making a request for something you want to hear. So please check out dmagicworld.com. Don't forget our Disney Night Live podcast is out, where podcasts are available. I didn't put an episode out today because we didn't do a show last week, and I wasn't feeling well. I'm sorry. But please catch up on all the Disney Night Live podcast episodes that are out there. And let's dive right back into that foodie guide. So sorry about that quick little step away there, but I have to do it or else we don't get paid, So.
Well, you rescued victory from the jaws of defeat. So.
I did. Kim says I'm in YouTube. Look, Mom, on TV. It's like Mikey from Willy Wonka. Hello, Kim. And hello to everybody who's tuned in so far. I hope we are streaming properly in all the different places. Look at this beautiful little cookie on the screen, the Disney Resorts collection, Disney's Beach Club Resort and Disney's Yacht Club, because they're right next to each other. At the Beach Club Marketplace and the market at Ale and Compass, they've got painted egg whoopie pie, cinnamon sponge cake with a maple buttercream filling topped with a pastel chocolate and a springtime sprinkles. That sounds good.
And you know you said it wrong. It's supposed to be whoopee.
Whoopie! Yeah. I almost bought whoopie pies at the food store today. I haven't seen them in like forever, like the original whoopie pies. And they had the original chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Humongous here.
Oh, like
the Amish people make them.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the Amish people like do whoopie pies on steroids though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. It's kind of like a devil dog in a circle shape. Or not a devil dog, oh my God. They were like one of my favorite treats. No, they were even better. They came in two spongy things with the cream inside. I have to come back to it later. No.
You know what they are.
There was two of them.
I'm infatuated with them.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
No.
Candy cakes?
No.
Oh my God, it's going to kill me now. And I even mentioned it to Colton at the food store.
They're rolled.
Swiss
Swiss rolls. They're kind
of Swiss rolls like those. Yeah. But the
whoopie pies are
yeah, but I think you're right. They were more like a devil dog.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think what it is, but the whoopie pie, they had the small ones and the big. No, not a ding dong. No. I'll think of it at some point. And
not a ring ding.
No, not a ring ding. Nobody ever chose this out of the vending machine except for myself. No. There was two of them in a package and they were big. You got your money's worth with this one, but
I see. To me, they look like these. I don't know if you can see it now. I'm gonna try to put it.
Yeah, those are devil dogs, but that's not what it is. Yeah.
What are you thinking, David? What are you thinking?
I know. I can't believe I can't think of it right now, and I even mentioned it to Colton at the store today. But I got excited when I said whoopie pie.
It's funny because there's particular places here, like mostly toward York and Lancaster, but there's gas stations that only sell like particular ones that are like handmade, homemade.
Right.
They're excellent. So everybody around that area knows where to get like the best whoopie pies. So you have to ask a local person and they'll be like, oh, it's the gas station down the street, 2 miles on the left-hand side.
It's like top secret. You're like, where do I get the good whoopie pies?
Yeah, where do I get the good stuff? Find me the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. They also have a carrot cupcake with cream cheese, buttercream, chocolate cookie crumbs, and spring sprinkles, which is new. Then there's the Easter egg display in the lobby at these two resorts. And you can see some really cool Easter egg displays here. Let's see.
And the displays are like new-ish. Like the big display has always been at the Grand Floridian.
Mm-hmm.
But like I want to say at least the last 5-6 years-ish, more of like Contemporary and Yacht and Beach are getting their displays, and their displays just keep growing. So like don't just do Grand Floridian or you're missing out on some awesome ones. If anybody's going between now and Easter,
go see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did that with the kids one year, a couple of years back. We were there at Easter and we went around and made sure we caught all the displays in the various resorts. It was really nice. Yeah. Kids enjoyed it a lot. More than I expected them to, too. They think, well, they're not going to run out of patience because they were younger then. And they're like, no, this is great. Can we see more Easter eggs? So,
it's a lot of fun. I mean, they're so detailed, really well done. We did the when we were at the Bay Lake last year, we went to the Contemporary and they had some cool ones. And Bay Lake has them in their lobby as well. But
yeah, no, last year Contemporary had them in 2 spots in Contemporary, not just in Bay Lake. Like they had them downstairs. And like one year they had like one on every floor. Like Contemporary keeps switching up where they're putting theirs sometimes. So that's pretty fun. But yeah, just like anytime I explain the Easter eggs to somebody and I tell them, no, it's handmade, edible, like you go in and you just take a whiff and you get hit with the chocolate smell.
Right.
So
Yeah.
once somebody's like, wait, technically we can eat these, it's like, yeah. That just makes it that much better.
It's very exciting. It's
not
so
that you
exciting.
want to eat them because they probably
no,
probably a little stale.
Right.
Want to eat them. They're too
pretty
to
right.
At.
They're so well done, you know.
It's like artwork. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's so much work goes into those things. It's crazy.
And I know I don't know when Grand Floridian started doing it, but you know how like when you see the gingerbread house, like you can buy gingerbread shingles and stuff like that from the house. They have, I don't know if it's the same house, just not decorated, but they called it like a cottage, and they sell goodies out of there just like they do at Christmas time. So I mean, I don't know how long they've been doing that, but I noticed that last year. I was like, when did this start?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just searching something on my phone too while we're talking. So the boardwalk, Disney's Boardwalk Resort, and this is all different dates. So like, you know, the Easter egg display at the Yacht and Beach Club is available April 1st through the 20th. But like then Boardwalk has a treat like March 18th through April 20th. So you know, dates vary and availability is going to vary. So, you know, just check that out before you go looking for a certain treat or a certain Easter egg display. But Boardwalk has painted egg whoopie pie, cinnamon sponge cake with maple buttercream. Did I do this one already? Pastel sounds the same.
No, it's the same whoopie pie. So this might just be like a resort wide available multiple locations thing.
Okay, yeah, and it's I mean it's a different picture.
I think it's the same one as the top though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the picture's talking about the cupcake at Contemporary.
They got me. They fooled me for sure. Disney's Contemporary has a carrot cake with cream cheese, buttercream, chocolate, cookie crumbs, and spring sprinkles. At Contempo Cafe. Then again, there is the Easter egg display in the lobby. Nestled on the I love when they say stuff like nestled. Yeah. Nestled on the 4th floor of Disney's Contemporary Resort, guests will find an array of adorable Easter egg designs the pastry team has brought to life. It's like that's how you have to read it.
Yeah,
kind of like that. Then you got Disney's Grand Flow. Yeah, a little flair. If anybody finds those treats, by the way, it's disturbing me. We're gonna find out what they're called.
You're gonna be distracted the rest of the show until somebody figures it out.
I was Googling as we were talking.
Do I seriously?
I found Suzy Q's.
Suzy Q's.
Is it?
Yes,
is it Suzy Q's?
It's yeah. Listen, Suzy Q's.
They're discontinued.
We've solved the mystery.
Yeah,
that's why you don't see them anymore.
Oh
God, you got it, Suzy Q's.
Do you guys have tasty cakes where you are? Anybody?
We do. Yeah,
you do.
Tasty cakes are delicious. Yeah, they have.
They are.
Right.
They absolutely are.
Okay, guys,
like
these are Suzy Q's. Okay, and there was 2 of them, so it's kind of like a whoopie pie, you know.
Yeah.
Similar, yes.
But it again, if you were gonna go to a vending machine and choose a treat for your money's worth, the Suzy Q was gonna give you your best bang for your buck. They were so good. They were like fluffy, chocolatey sandwiches, and like double the cream you would find in like a dumb like Twinkie or like a devil. Devil dogs are like you could choke on a devil dog, not on these things. Anyway, I digress. I'm so sorry, but thank you, Suzy Q's, Becky. We can move on now.
Yeah,
we did.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I remember them, but I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Suzy Q's. That's why I can't find them. They're discontinued. We got to bring those back. I'm going to contact Suzy herself right after the show.
There's a knockoff somewhere. There has to be because that.
Yeah. Well, the Amish do it in Pennsylvania with the whoopie pies. You know.
Although I'd like ventured to like argue that it was probably Amish that started making them first before Suzy Q. Hostess kind of took it from the Amish, I would assume.
I would
Yeah.
suspect too. Somebody drove through and stopped at the gas station and picked one up.
Exactly.
Like, whoa, we absolutely have to make these.
Yeah.
We've got to package these things.
Yeah, we got to market these to the whole world. So.
Oh yeah, I could just figure. And the girl at the gas station, her name was Susie. That sold them to the person.
Probably.
Yeah.
See, David, you solved the whole mystery, right?
We're like
5 minutes ago.
Scooby Doo.
Twinks.
Yeah, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, Gasparilla Island Grill. They've got the Bunny Burrow Dirt Cup layers of chocolate buttercream, and sandwich cookie pieces with springtime decor. There's also an Easter egg display there as well. You want to venture over to the lobby of the Disney's Grand Flow Resort and Spa to see these creations. Oh goodness, I don't know what those are, but that looks really good. At the Disney Riviera Resort.
Yeah.
They're Easter egg macarons.
Macarons.
There we go.
Macaroons or macaron?
I don't know. I don't really know how it's said.
Me neither. How do you say it? Macaroon?
I say macaroons.
I say macaroons, but I don't know.
I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure it's
whatever way makes you happy.
Eating them makes me happy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Pushing about 20 of those down my neck is going to make me smile for sure.
Tiny.
I mean, if you say it the way it's spelled, it'd be really more like Mac Aaron's. Really?
Where is Aaron today?
I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Though.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's wrong too. But
I'm
pretty sure
French
macaroons is
like,
wrong as well.
French are like, oh no, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Mac Aaron sounds like a first baseman.
Somebody needs to go to the France Pavilion and talk to them and say, like, how do you say this?
Yes, seriously, how do you say this thing correctly? They've got strawberry honey, blueberry coriander, and orange milk chocolate. So I mean, strawberry honey and the blueberry coriander are not typically flavors of these that you would see, and they sound very interesting. And that primo piatto, they've got the lemon ricotta cheesecake, vanilla bean panna cotta, lemon biscotti cookie, and milk chocolate stamp. Now, one of my favorite desserts growing up in an Italian household that my mom would make wasn't just cheesecake. It's a ricotta cheesecake, and it's right. Jim is like, yeah. Oh my God. Kim says I had class trips to Hostess Factory. It used to be here in New Jersey. Love that trip. And no, it's Macaroons 5. No, not the band. Macaroons have coconut. Oh yeah, macaroons have coconut. It's macaron. Maroon 5. That's what we're going with. It's much easier to pronounce.
Or you just point in the window, be like, "Give me 5 of those.
Give me some of the honey." Right over here now.
Yep.
But if you ever get a chance to try a different type of cheesecake, the ricotta cheesecake, different consistency, but they're really good. But that does look delicious. I would chew that thumper white vanilla chocolate little sticker thing. He wouldn't stand a chance with me.
Yeah.
Gone. Let's see. Available at various resorts. You've got thumper carrot cake with cream cheese buttercream, and then it names where this is. So you're going to see this at the different all-star resorts, the Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach Resort. You're going to see it at Pop Century, Port Orleans, Riverside, and the French. Does it say French? It says Riverside.
It's the French Quarter too. Yeah.
Right. And French Quarter. Right. Yep. And at Wilderness Lodge. So you can get the thumper carrot cake with cream cheese buttercream at all those locations. Then if you head over to Disney Springs, Amorette's Patisserie has got an Easter egg petite cake. They've got a mini Easter croque bouche.
Croquembouche.
Croquembouche.
That's pretty good.
Croquembouche. Summer blowout. That's how I think it should be said. And then Thumper Cake Bar. The Thumper Cake Bar is mixed berry mousse combined with vanilla chiffon cake. Disney's really into their mousse like desserts, right? They're moussey. Yeah.
I wonder if it's like easier or cheaper like ingredients to make mousse stuff. because you get a lot more of mousse and when it puffs up, you need a little bit, you need less ingredients to make mousse. I'm curious.
They do it pretty well though.
Oh, I know they do.
They
but
do it well.
Too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They do it well. I'm wondering too, Becky, if it has something to do with like if it stays fresher longer.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's got something to do with all those different things, but they really the first one I can remember, and I'm not saying it's the first one, but it was the moussey cheesecakey thing over at in Pandora at that quick service over there.
Yeah, the blue cheesecake like dome thing.
Right. Yeah. That's just the first one I can kind of recall, but and that got really popular, and it was really like all over Instagram and social media, and then they just started like making like a lot of mousse desserts. But anyway.
But I also think of it as like it's light because you don't want, especially walking around the parks all day, you don't want that heavy dessert. And sometimes cheesecake gets heavy. Yeah. And other desserts get heavy. So like maybe that was also their logic was like, let's do something light and sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because it's like fluffy. It's not gonna fill you up. I mean, after a big meal and then a heavy dessert, and then you want to go take a nap, not walk around. You want to take a nap. Right. And if it's hot and then you're running to your bus, like we always, for some reason, have to, the bus pulls up and we need to get to the bus before it leaves, and we're running and then we feel sick. So they should make it like a marathon at Disney, how they do the Disney marathons, but they should make you like eat and then have a dessert and then run to your bus.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd lose for sure.
Speaking as someone who's actually had to walk from the bus to the beginning of a Run Disney race, that is like a marathon in itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They
make you do all that walking before you go running.
Oh, yeah. Because if you've ever done a Run Disney race, or been there during a Run Disney race weekend, if you go into the Epcot parking lot, that's where everything starts. But they do it like in that back corner that like rarely gets full of cars. But the buses still drop you off at the Epcot like bus. So you have to kind of like walk all the way down the parking lot.
Right.
Like it's weird though, because I've had some times where they'll drop us off right there, and then other times they drop us off the bus depot. But it's like, make up y'all's minds. But either way, you got to walk all the way down the parking lot, and then through security, past you basically
should just start the race there.
Yeah, you walk a 5K just to start the race, regardless of what distance.
It's the warm up. Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew. They've got Easter donuts, various flavors decorated, right? Yeah. Who doesn't like a good donut? Easter egg, a rabbit jumping into a burrow, odes to spring, and Easter grass with malted milk ball Easter eggs. The Cold Brew right now sounds really good. Yeah, I love a good cold brew.
I'm a donut junkie too. The kids call me the Donut Lord.
The Donut Lord, yeah. Now
from Sonic the Hedgehog, did you ever see it?
Yeah,
they call me the Donut Lord here. So,
are you a cold? Or do you have a certain place where you like your cold brew or your donuts? I mean, so are you like a Dunkin', a Krispy Kremer, or?
There's a local place here. It's in Allentown. It's called Mary Ann's.
Okay.
And they have like a coffee roll, like a chocolate covered coffee roll. And it's to die for. I mean, if you get them fresh, because they make them every morning, and we'll get them at work. And one of our other supervisors lives generally close to it. So he'll stop there and he'll stand in line for like 20 minutes at like 5 a.m. just to bring these into work. And they're phenomenal. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
So if I'm on, I typically am on the ketogenic diet, so I don't eat any sugar or bread. And when he brings those in, the diet is totally out the window.
God, yeah.
Grab a dozen. I grab a dozen and a couple cups of coffee, and I go right down to my desk at the other end of the building.
I'll see you guys at the end of the day.
And
close your door and lock it. My precious.
Nobody's getting any. I don't share that dozen at all.
Now, I don't really like. He's
So
brought
they're mine.
Marianne's home for me, and I wasn't a big fan, but I'm a big Duck Donut fan. Do you guys have Duck Donuts by you?
We do. I've never had it, but I heard they're really good.
Oh yeah,
They have the big
They're-
maple.
yeah, they have some
Right.
delicious ones. They have like a
That's
funnel.
pretty-
They have like a carnival one that's like kind of like funnel cake and Oreos and all sorts of stuff on top of it. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you guys
people
had the
around here
Everglazes
talk about
donuts?
Oh yeah.
Everglazes. No, they're good.
We've been to Everglades a couple times.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. I've
The
never,
French
like
toast
every
one
time I walk by there, it's
fantastic.
always busy.
Right.
Morgan, I don't know how close you are to Indian Trail, but there's a great place on 74 called the Donut House, a local place, which makes some terrific donuts. Thankfully, I don't live super close because it's like my kryptonite. If I'm there on an early morning for some reason, I'm like, Donut House.
A nice, good donut. Who's got good donut? Well, I mean, I do like just like a regular glazed donut, like Krispy Kreme or something. Years ago, we had a party for Colton's birthday, and my nieces brought over mochi, cupcakes, right? And they were kind of like, I guess, like the Duck Donuts. They do like different flavors and stuff. These, I mean, that was insane because it's the mochi, which is just a whole different texture in the shape of a donut. Those were really good. So
there's a place in Maryland that they have these pretty large donuts. They're like a glazed donut, and they'll slice it down the middle, like like in a bagel slicer.
Oh yeah.
And they do sausage, egg, and cheese on a donut. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Forget it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna eat one now, and I'm gonna take two for the way home. So give me three.
Yeah, you don't think it works like some sort of meat protein on a donut, but it does. Like,
it hits the spot different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ganachery in Disney Springs has milk chocolate bites, peanut butter and marshmallow pop, and a milk chocolate bunny pinata. So
when I saw this, I was like, "This looks delicious." This peanut butter and marshmallow pop one.
I'm shoving 20 of those down my throat, 100%.
You really sound like you eat a lot.
I do eat a lot.
You're like, I take a dozen donuts.
I do eat a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Especially
I love sweets.
I
hear amazing things about the ganachery, but like they're expensive. So you don't want. I don't know if you want to shove these down. You might want to take your time.
Right.
If you're gonna spend the money on these.
Let me pull this
That's
down and relog back in.
It's not how I do things.
No. You're gonna do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
If
you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly bear.
Exactly. Yep. You just attack it like a Viking.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
Right. Let me just get back to where we were on this booty guide. Here we go. And then reshare this. Add to stage. There it is. Okay.
Well, then we got Disneyland. I don't know if you want to go through.
Let's see. Is there a lot? We can kind of go through it pretty quickly. It's 8:39, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't normally do too much on Disneyland, but so let's just talk about real quick. Disneyland also has some Easter eats. Disneyland Park. They have stuff at the Red Rose Tavern, Disneyland Hotel, and Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, right? So they have really cool meet and greets, and then different types of, on Easter, you can grab your loved ones for holiday brunch at the Storytellers Cafe Easter Buffet, which doesn't look too bad there. The Pixar Place Hotel, which I would love to stay because I've seen some vlogs on that. That place looks really cool. And I just want to get maybe like a glass of bourbon and sit there while that guy from Soul, is it Soul? Plays the piano? Yeah. Who just looks and sounds, like the animated character. So Pixar Place has a great maple modern American eatery. They have a chocolate Easter egg pancakes, truffled deviled eggs. And then available throughout Disneyland Resort, they have the Thumper Spring Bucket with the popcorn at time of purchase. And then available at various candy locations through the resort, including Bing Bong, Sweet Stuff Candy Place, Palace, Disney Wonderful World of Sweets, and Who Corner and Trolley Eats. They have all different sorts of cool treats here. They have a bunny cereal treat, a chick cake pop, a pink mini caramel apple, strawberry shortcake, Mickey mallow, bunny caramel apple, honeybee caramel apple, and a bee cake pop. Then they have some kids picks, which I'm not a kid, so we're not going to go through that. And I'm going to say stop sharing that. And then let's see. Let's close that guy out. And let's close this guy out. Now, I will tell you, before we start talking about this, I just saw announcements this week that Disney made on certain things, but like some of us, I didn't get a chance to really dive into it. But let's learn about it together. And if some of us know about it, then we'll talk about it. But let's see. Let me share my screen. Go to Disney Parks blog. Sure. And bring that guy up here. Cool. All right. So, the Disneyland 70th is coming up at Disneyland, of course. But what we want to talk about here at Disney World's Hollywood Studios, opening May 27th, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. I guess a reimagined version of the old Little Mermaid show, right? Back in the same theater.
Going to be back in the same theater. Imagine they said new lighting, new puppets. They're adding 2 songs from the animated one, Kiss the Girls and Daughters of Triton. So
cool.
It won't be the same exact show that, we've all seen.
Right. Which is nice. I mean, I don't know why it took 19 years for them to redo it, but thank God they're bringing it back.
And also it was closed for so long, and there were rumors of like, is it going away? Is it getting redone? What's going on?
What are we doing here? I mean, but it is a fully reimagined show that they're boasting that will take the audience to Ariel's treasure trove, keeping the lively puppet props and scenery center stage. But new to this production, get ready to be dazzled with the new digital puppetry and jaw-dropping effects. So this is no need to hold your breath. This is May 27th. So in a couple months, you'll be able to head back to the theater and see a show, which is nice because it's a people eater. And I mean, I like the show, right? Hollywood Studios is busy. There's a lot of people waiting long in lines, and this will help, eat some of that up.
With Muppet Vision 3D offline, they need something to suck up the bodies. So just the wait times are going to get incredibly long. Right.
Definitely. Yeah. So this is in the animation courtyard. And you can read all about it on Disney Parks blog. I love Disney Parks blog. They always have really cool stuff when they, Disney makes announcements, and they really go into detail about, what it is and when you could see it and learn all about it. But then they also announced as well a Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, which sounds awesome and I know nothing about. So let's look at it. Let's talk about Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After at Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios. What is it going to be?
So now this is replacing the Cars Academy. So that's the first thing. If you didn't already know that, that's what it's replacing.
So this is over by Aerosmith and Tower of Terror back in the corner there.
Yeah, you got to walk past Rock and Roller Coaster.
Right.
To get to it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is also going to start on May 27th. And in this new show, the villains we love to loathe take center stage. You want to figure out who's been the most misunderstood? You can do it through watching this show. And what is Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After about? It says they've broken through the magic mirror's glass. Now what? This immersive musical stage show is going to bring the devilish foes into our world to figure out once and for all who's the most misunderstood. Okay, cool. So almost like a battle of the villains to see who's the most misunderstood, maybe? Is that what we're going for?
And it looks like you can, like, there was a part on this I was reading where the audience, like, votes for who is the most. So I'm, like, interested on that take of it.
Right. Let's see if so audience participation.
Yeah.
Right. When does Villains May 27th. You can see the stage here.
And the stage is kind of cool if you take a look at it, because I mean, if you've ever seen the Cars Academy, like it's like a whole digitized TV screen. So all these little frames, I would not be surprised if they're not also screens.
Right.
So, because they only talk about Captain Hook, Cruella, and Maleficent being on stage. So
cool.
I'd be surprised if the frames don't have other villains popping in and saying stuff. Because one, that's what the art is showing, but two, it'll just be kind of cool to see how that interaction works.
Yeah, so Sunset Showcase is going to feature a brand new stage with the latest technology, and it does say, get ready to cheer on your favorite baddie. Mark your calendar.
This is interesting to me that they chose to put this out in Hollywood Studios after announcing that they're going to have a Villain's Land in Magic Kingdom. It just is. It's just another, to me, it's another like kind of misplaced area. I don't know. Like, not that I'm not excited to see it. I am. I just think it's kind of weird that they chose to put it in Hollywood Studios far before they build Villain's Land. You know what I mean? And are they going to move it then over to Villain's Land when it?
Or this could be just a temporary placeholder until Villain's Land done.
Could be testing out ideas too, concepts that they have. I mean, as they're rushing into things. Out there.
It's a good way to feel it out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking right there. So, they did the Cars show and now Cars Land is coming to Magic Kingdom. I think they try to get a feel of, are people interested in certain things or not? So I guess they want to see, and although this is in Hollywood Studios, if people are going to go to it and what they see, and they can tweak certain things like you guys are saying, before they kind of get right. And then to them in 5 years, they could just change this studio out and make it a whole nother show. But I could tell you, I would walk down Sunset Boulevard to go see this. I would, but I wouldn't do the Cars show because I thought the Cars was more geared towards very young children. Right.
Right.
I think we did that once when Rowan was younger, like littler, 7 or something, like 7 or 8, and we never did it again. So just wasn't.
I did the media event for the opening of it, and that was the only time that I saw it.
Right.
I was like, this is a cool show, and you got young kids that love cars, totally go see it. But as an adult with no kids, that's the only time I saw it.
Yeah, definitely. So new Space Ranger spin updates are coming to Disney World. I haven't been on Space Ranger spin in a very long time, but I do love it. So let's see. So brand new scene, new ride vehicles, new handheld blasters.
Sweet.
Did you see the video that came out on it?
I did. Interactive targets. Cool. Yeah. It did. Awesome. Testing these these new handheld blasters. So the other ones were attached to the vehicle, right?
So these blasters supposedly have a laser sight, and the color is going to be different in the car between one and the other. So you won't be confusing the person that you're riding with. So they're going to have different colors and a laser sight. My kids all had the same reaction to this news, which was, well, it was about time. And David knows, I referred to this as the saddest, most neglected ride in Walt Disney World. I mean, it was just such terrible, terrible shape. This is the most long overdue refresh, I think, on the park.
Yeah, and it's interactive and it can be really fun, but it definitely has that old vibe to it.
Well, if you scroll up in the artist work, you can kind of see the lasers, so it looks like it's going to be red and green. So you can kind of see that.
Yeah.
I'm excited because my boyfriend's never done this attraction. He's very, very limited Disney park experience. So he's a gamer. So I'm excited because we're going in July.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take him so he gets to see the old version. And then next year when it opens, because it's going down in August, and sometime next year it's going to reopen. So I'll take him next year when it reopens and be like, see, this is why people were excited.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be like the old 8-bit Asteroids Atari games, compared to the new PlayStation and Xbox stuff of today.
That's funny.
I had to laugh. Go ahead. I was going to say I had to laugh the last trip we went on it, and I actually have a video. I'll send it to you, David, because it was hilarious. We got stuck on that ride for a long time. It was like
multiple times.
Well, no, I'm saying this last trip. Remember, we all of us got to the $999.99. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
like
we were there for a long time.
Right.
But anyway, I was videoing one part at the end. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed it, but when Buzz Lightyear is talking about, winning or whatever, he like rolls his eyes. And I thought to myself, I feel you, Buzz. I feel you.
Yeah.
And I like videotaped it. So like, man, you really need an upgrade on this thing. It's really.
I'm rolling my eyes too, bud.
Yeah.
That's funny. If you want to learn more too about all these different stories and things coming, then just check out Disney Parks blog. But did you guys happen to see they've got a Luke Skywalker walking around Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland?
No, I had not seen that.
I did not.
Very recently. Okay. So they do.
Wow.
And some people are excited about it, and some people are not very excited about it. Let me see if it's on the Disneyland. No. I can definitely Google it and show you. But people are now.
Were the little droids.
What's that?
The only thing I knew about in Galaxy at Disneyland was like the little droids, because we're eventually getting them at Disney World.
Yeah, no, they have a Luke Skywalker.
Those are going to be cool when they show up at
Disneyland.
I'm so excited. There's a YouTube video that Disney, like somebody got to do a trip to Disney Imagineering, and I have it like saved on my history. Like,
yeah,
watch this because they're talking about the droids. So
let's see.
Yeah, I think the more character interactions they add into Galaxy's Edge, the better. And the random story-driven ones are so much better. My family and I have stumbled into Rey involved with things a couple of times, and it's been awesome. Like we happened to be getting food, and we were coming down around, and next thing there were stormtroopers walking around, and Rey was hiding behind, going to one of my kids, shh. And it was, you just suddenly you're stumbling into a story. So the more of that they do for Galaxy's Edge, the better.
Right.
The more immersive it is.
The only thing that like worries me though, and like I've seen it happen, and you hear it happening all the time, is Disney World. Like characters get bombarded in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
But Disneyland, like the culture's almost different.
It is.
And they can, for whatever reason, they freely walk around and they're not bombarded. And I don't know if that's because Disneyland is, the locals park, and Walt Disney World is the big tourist park. But that's the only thing I'm worried about when they're like, "Oh, new characters coming," and it's like,
I didn't mean to click on that.
Yeah, I've seen Rey doing okay. Mando is a disaster.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, Mando's nuts.
You can't. It's just like a massive. It's like Elvis showed up.
Yeah,
and that's mostly Kim's fault for just trying to get to him, and
you pushed her out on top of him, so
I had no choice. It had to get done because she was going to ruin the rest of the trip stalking him. But here's a video. I'm going to give credit to Attractions Magazine. So thank you. We're going to show your video here, but here's somebody meeting the Luke Skywalker. Oh, why is it not?
Now this also says Season of the Force, which is like a special event.
Yeah,
so.
It's not showing up here. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Oh, YouTube. That's fine. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, season of the Force.
It's a little hot earlier, but it's like yes, that's the wonders of the two. Yeah, as a climate. Yes. Would you like to join me for a holo stand? Yes, please. Yeah. Are we sitting? That's great. There you go. You guys are good. Good night. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day too. It's good to see you.
All right, so I don't know what you guys think, but that's available now. I know some people are like, "Oh, it doesn't look like him," but it's like I want everyone to know. Mark Hamill isn't going to go do this every day.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
so
And he's like 80 years old.
yeah, and he does. Yeah, so he doesn't look like that anymore either, right?
No.
So, remember, some cast members playing the characters resemble them a little more than others, but he seemed like he was doing a fine job. And you know, you want to take a picture or have an interaction with Luke Skywalker there with the glove on.
I'll be honest, the Rays that we've seen in the past didn't. I mean, they have the similar look, you know, brown hair, small, you know, small petite girls. But the one on last trip, I actually took a double take because she looked very similar to her, and I was like, what? And then it was like, oh no, okay, that's not. But I would have lost my mind. And I was trying to push Mike on her because he's like a Ray fan.
Yeah,
I was like, he loves you.
She was up in that catwalk. She was up in that.
Yeah, this is when she was walking down.
No, the last trip.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love you too. But
we saw a good Ray there. Good.
We actually met the real Luke Skywalker, me and her.
Oh, you met Mark Hamill?
No, we met a person's name is Luke Skywalker.
Really?
Is his actual name. It's Luke Skywalker, and then his last name. He named his kid that.
He was like 3 years old, and he was adorable.
He was like 5, actually.
Okay.
He was swinging around a lightsaber, and we were waiting for the fireworks to go off, and we just started to talk with this guy. And he was like, his name is Luke Skywalker. And I was like, what? So
his real name is Luke Skywalker. That is awesome.
Real name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of really jealous, and
that's
like
super fan right there.
I missed an opportunity, and
I was just going to say, you thought about all the opportunities you missed.
Yeah. I tried to convince my wife. I tried to convince my wife to name our twins Luke and Leia, but she wasn't having it.
Valerie wasn't having it.
That is a missed opportunity. Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
I would have put my foot down on that one a little bit.
No,
wasn't going for it.
I like Leia.
The middle name.
Leia's cool.
I have Leia's lightsaber around here somewhere.
Yeah, we had a good Ray at Hollywood Studios one year that resembled her, but then Morgan, who's this at?
Leia's.
Did you get this at Disney World in Galaxy's Edge?
It was 30% off.
Really?
Oh,
so I was like, you know what?
The legacies aren't cheap.
Leia.
Yeah.
Got to pick them up.
It's Leia and it's on sale.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do it.
Cool. Yeah, we're taking that one for sure.
Very nice.
It's like a
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, my boyfriend always buys lightsabers, and this was the first time I bought myself a lightsaber, and I was like,
Oh my god, we have so many
the
old ones laying around from like our first trips. Holy cow. I'll never forget that my brother and his family went, and it was their first time because Galaxy's Edge had just opened, their first time going there. And my brother sent me a picture of the woman playing Rey the day they went to Galaxy's Edge, and she didn't. He's like, what's with this? And then I sent him ours. He's like, yours is a lot better. This girl didn't even have like the right hair color. It was just really bad. Yeah, they were like, anybody. Ray called out sick today. Somebody get up there and play Ray.
Cinderella.
And anybody.
Go play Ray for a minute.
They
somebody
go. Tinkerbell that rides the wire. They grabbed her and said, put this on. Does it fit? No. Okay, we'll have to hem it in a little real quick.
Yeah.
Pin it.
It is kind of funny. Sometimes you see the Moanas too, and like the Moanas, just like some are better than others, and some like
One
of the 50. Moana was a kid.
I think probably one of the best character interactions we ever had. So this is before Dan was in his scooter. He was still using a wheelchair, and so we were rolling through, and a bunch of Jawas came out, and they would try. And they tried to negotiate with us, one to buy Dan in the wheelchair. And they were, and so we were going through this whole thing, and they were trying to barter and come up with it.
Right.
And he was hysterical. He was absolutely losing it. It was great.
Awesome.
And he talks about it this day. Remember when the Jawas tried to buy me in the chair?
Yeah, that was fun. That was when it was it the launch bay area.
Yeah,
That's right. You're right. It's in the launch bay.
And they stopped the Jawas, but they had them when they first kind of opened it.
Yeah.
And we had a really cool interaction too. Colton had some each of us had like a stuffed different character on our backpack, and they bartered and they wanted the Darth Vader one. And then they went and then went back into some area and came back and gave us a random pair of sunglasses. Must have been lost and found. It was hilarious. Literally gave us a pair of sunglasses from someone and took the Darth Vader, but they didn't give it back. They took it because you squeeze it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was gone. I was like, oh, this is fun. And then I'm like, where'd they go? They took our Darth Vader.
They're going to barter with somebody else, and somebody else, you're going to see a backpack walking around 5 minutes later.
The first time we saw the Jawas is the time that Rowan dressed up as Kylo Ren, and they would run and hide every time Rowan came around. They wouldn't come anywhere near us, and they were pretending they were scared and stuff. And I was like, that's cool. That was the same trip we had that really cool interaction with the stormtroopers, and I'm sitting here with my phone recording the whole thing, and it was the most amazing pixie dust hope it ever the one thing you could hope happen interaction with the stormtroopers. And they leave because Rowan was in his costume, and they were go he was he was their boss, and it was probably about 5 minutes long, and they leave, and Mike goes, I hope you got that on video. And I was like, I did. And I never hit record. So the whole time I'm like, I did. And I was so mad at myself. Yeah.
That was back in the time where the stormtrooper, you could get arrested, handcuffed and taken almost. Yeah. They would take you somewhere. I don't know where, but they would take you somewhere, right? But they would act like they were arresting you and stuff. And I wanted to get arrested so bad. I was I want to get arrested by the stormtrooper so bad. Yeah,
please.
Exactly.
Something I don't think they do anymore. So now we're going back a ways. Before Galaxy's Edge, before Disney even bought the intellectual property, when they used to do Star Wars weekends.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you'd come in, and the stormtroopers would be standing on top of the entryway. So when you're coming in to badge in, and the tickets kiosks in the front, and they'd be pointing at people, and they'd have their rifles, and they'd be calling down to people. It was like they had taken over the front of Hollywood Studios. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Kim, you did get in trouble with the Jawas. She got a little crazy. It was almost Kim likes to just steal random animals and rescue them, and it was the same with the Jawas. She really wanted the Jawas. it was a little obsessive, but it was really cool in there, and you wouldn't know there could be one behind you or around the corner and interacting. And I don't know why they got rid of that. That was a lot of fun. Or Star Wars weekends were terrific.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of the Star Wars stuff, and it's kind of a shame because that was one of the big, we don't have the Star Wars Galactic Spectacular anymore. They don't have the March, the March, what was it called? I forget, the Star Wars March.
Of the Empire.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have
the one with Captain Phasma in the.
I have that on video.
Yeah, we do too. And they don't have where all the different characters would come up, when they'd say their name, and then they'd come up and they'd do their little, dance and then leave. They didn't do any of that anymore. And it's I don't know. A lot of Star Wars. I realize they have Galaxy's Edge now, but that doesn't. I don't know. I don't think that it should have gone away just because of that.
Well, Galaxy's Edge is
put it in there.
It's supposed to be in a specific timeline. So why can't you have the launch bay, the march, the all this other stuff outside of it?
Different time periods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't really need to see Boba Fett breakdancing though. It's just weird to me.
Yeah. I don't want to see the breakdancing, but I do
I don't want to see that kind of stuff ever again.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like those. But the Star Wars meet and greets in the launch bay are great. But I did like the show when they came out, like you said, Becky, and they would kind of go through each one. And then the show at night, which was a really good show, and the projections were fun, but Star Wars weekends back in the day, they would bring in actors from the movies and sign autographs, right? They would have different meet and greets, and then they would have the parades or whatever. And every weekend was different, So different people signing each weekend.
Yeah. We even went to an after-hours Star Wars event one time, which was pretty good as well. That they did, and they set up a bunch of dioramas around the park, where you could go and then take photographs, and then they'd also some of them were just available for photography, and others they had characters participating in them, like the Seventh Sister from Rebels and different things. And they also let people come into the park in costume for the after hours event. So you had a lot of cosplayers come in, and we were online with a couple that was cosplaying as Kanan and Hera, and they were absolutely incredible. They looked better than any of the characters that Disney put out there. It was like I was just blown away. And my kids were like,
cool.
Yeah.
Rowan also did the lightsaber training, which I thought was really cool too. They don't have that
those are great. The Academy, that was awesome.
We never did that, but people were really into it.
Have you guys ever seen the YouTube video of that little kid that goes totally berserk?
Yes.
Oh my God. It is the best thing I think I've ever seen. He just kind of goes wild.
Yeah, somebody didn't tell him it wasn't real and he couldn't strike people down because he was
right. And he's
going for it.
But the parents in the crowd though secretly were like, "Yeah, that's my boy.
That's my son."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Darth Vader.
Rowan was the one. Rowan was the one that was a little on the wild side with it, and I have pictures to prove it. I mean, because they would take when you did the lightsaber training, the cast members would take pictures and then they would link them to your magic band, and then you'd get them in the end. And anywhere where your son or daughter was, you got those pictures. And I have some funny ones of Rowan. I mean, he's like intense, really into this. Where all the other kids are just like, Rowan's like he's like ready to kill somebody. It's just really funny.
We kind of had to talk him down before he went into it because he's a little intense.
The Jedi Academy was so popular that it was it was a rope drop event.
You would see absolutely
a mad dash of people.
We ran.
And if you didn't want to do it, you had the opportunity to get on some great rides because you saw huge amounts of people running to register their kids.
Oh, I remember telling people like when their kids were like Jedi Academy age and they were going, I'm like, listen, I know your son's into Star Wars. You got to rope drop and you got to run.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do, I remember explaining that to people. Yeah, and then I also remember, I was in the college program during Star Wars weekends one year. That was fun because living there, got off work and it was like, let's go do this.
Right, Hollywood Studios, right? Yeah. I don't like the fact they stripped it of those Star Wars things because it needs more than just Galaxy's Edge. Like I love Galaxy's Edge. I think it's really cool, but I like the other parts of it too, and there's no reason not to have that because, at the end of the day, you still have Star Tours, which isn't in Galaxy's Edge, and people love it. So it's okay for the park to have Star Wars presence in different locations.
And there's going to be characters that are never going to be in Galaxy's Edge because they don't fit the timeline.
Right.
I had read that they were abandoning the timeline now, though, and they were going to start to merge some of the other characters in. So I don't know. I hope they do. I also, I'm hopeful that it's going to continue to evolve, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see.
Me too.
I mean, the failure of the hotel gives me some hope. I mean, I still don't understand why they didn't actually build out a cantina restaurant with a sit-down meal that had, characters wandering around.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like that was a license to print money.
Yeah.
It would have been literally sold out the entire year.
It was the wrong timeline and the wrong stuff, and people just didn't buy into it.
It doesn't make sense to me. And that was the original plan. They had I think a restaurant that was managed by Twi'lek, which I guess made it into the Book of Boba Fett, right? But that was one of the concepts, and they didn't do it. And I don't understand it.
Right. We should do a show talking about all of that stuff, and then we can get the videos and the photos of it. I have some photos of the Jawas and the video of the march and all that and the show and that'll be fun. But this was a fun show. and we kind of went in different angles with it too, which was cool. So I like that. I like wrapping it up with this Hollywood Studios talking about missing all those cool things. I just want to remind people again, which I'm glad I did earlier, but dmagicworld.com. Please check them out, streaming Disney music. If you're into Disney and you're into Disney music, whether it's parks music or Disney movie music, you want to check out dmagicworld.com. Please check me out at DavidPicciano at travelmation.net. I'm a travel advisor. I could help you book your next magical vacation. A lot of great deals announced this week. I know Morgan.
I was going to say,
yeah,
amazing deals this summer. If anybody wants to go this summer, I feel like this is their like, people are going to go to Epic. We need to get them into Disney. How are we going to do this?
Right.
Because you've got half off kids tickets, which is a big deal. There is the adult tickets, I think, are 3-day tickets, and it's like $89 a day.
A day. Yeah.
30% off the room, and there's brought free dining for the summer.
Free dining is also available for the summer. Yeah. So there's some really cool stuff. And I think Disney's smart here because, like you're saying, with Epic Universe, like, oh, you're going to open? You know what we'll do? We'll put out really cool deals too. And maybe people that are going to visit Epic Universe are going to come here as well, you know, because they are really good deals. And you have a lot to choose from with the options that are available. So if you're looking to go to Disney World this summer, check out these deals. So a lot of good ones are there. And with that, I would have to say, I'm really glad that you guys joined us tonight. I'm thankful to have Morgan from At Dream Finding Parks, and we've got Jim and the Disney duo, Mike and Becky. As always, we have our outro, and then we'll see what we're going to talk about next weekend. It's always a mystery. We solved the mystery tonight with the Suzy cues. Thank God we got through that.
You'd still be distracted if we didn't figure that out.
Kim told me earlier today while we were raking and blowing leaves in the yard, she's like, "You've got major ADHD." And I'm like, "Yeah." Tonight proves it. Yeah, Suzy cues threw me all off. But have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We will see you next weekend for another great Disney Night Live.
Bye.